So web scraping is one of the most popular tools that data sellers use as an input for their product offerings, whether that's scraping news sites, social media platforms, or individual company websites. Now this year what we've seen is, with the acceleration of AI tools, some of the owners of those underlying sources have taken a very protective view around what is and isn't allowed to be done with their content. For example, we've seen some of the big media outlets, such as the New York Times, banning web crawlers from AI firms on their sites. And then we've seen X and Reddit take action to limit scrapers in terms of the way they're actually able to scrape today versus just a few months back. So I think it's fair to say that there's quite a big risk in terms of the knock-on impact for data sellers that rely on web scrapers and NLP. So a lot of sentiment and human capital vendors, for example. And that risk doesn't appear to be going away anytime soon, it just appears to be getting larger over time. And there are two ways in which we think about how our world really responds to this. I think on the data seller side, we'll see most vendors do everything they can to make sure they're not stepping over some of the clear red lines that have been drawn. But you will get some bad actors, that's always going to be the case. But then on the buyer side, we think that purchasers will need to be carefully considering this grey area between staying clear of those red lines and being a bad actor. And that'll involve getting familiar with how vendors interact with, bypass, or overcome any of these newer anti-scraping measures. And the reason for that is that that's where we're likely to see more layered and complicated compliance issues. So that's how we see our world responding to this year's web scraping developments.